All right. I believe we're live. If there's anybody in the stream, go ahead and post a comment. Let us know that we're live. Either way, we're gonna continue with our chat. So I figured it was a good time to go live today because obviously the NBA Top Shot market has been an interesting day. So much to talk about, from the sort of bloodbath that we've seen over the last 24 hours, and as well as the throwdown packs, and we'll give you some thoughts on what we think about that. And then we had ETH, sort of moon, gas fees went berserk, NFTs in many ways were very difficult to buy today. And on top of that, we had quite a few reveals lined up. We had 3 reveals. We had the Voxo Deuce cubes, we had the Apimon eggs, and what was the other one? Man, I
don't know if there was a third reveal. I don't know if there was a third reveal, but just then there's the throwdown packs.
And that was that was it. That was
your third one.
Throwdown packs. Yeah. And Voxo Deuce made it happen. Apimon, got delayed. So we'll talk about all that. And oh man, just an interesting day overall. So I figured should go live. Lindy, you had an awesome thread about NBA Top Shot today. So I reached out to you and thought, let's talk about that, because I gotta admit, I'm probably known as Mr. Moon Boy over here and FOMO Boy. But, I was feeling pretty down today after seeing sort of the bloodbath that happened in the NBA Top Shot marketplace. So tell us what your thoughts were there.
Yeah, I was feeling it too. Now, I think for anybody who follows me on Twitter, they know I'm still bullish on Top Shot. I really am. But I think the scales kind of finally tipped on Sunday. They announced the packs, and the marketplace tanked in terms of low ask value. Now, people say, well, and it's true, low ask does not necessarily represent value. However, when you've been buying the dips for 2 to 3 months, and every time you're buying dips and things go lower, you finally just kind of get fed up, because you're spending money that you've either earned through trading or that you've of your own hard-earned money. I recognize I perhaps have not had to invest as much as other people have, but people have put money in at different points. I mean, I've put more money in myself, and to see that every time you buy, things only continue downwards, you get frustrated with buying, because you're just like, well, then what's the point of buying? Because it's just going to be cheaper next week or the week after, and then it's going to be cheaper after that, and it's just going to be cheaper after that, and you just kind of get fed up with it. And that's kind of where I came to today. I was kind of buying some LaMelos at 47 to 49-ish, because I was like, that's cheaper than his rookie cards that are printed even higher than that. So then 35K. So I was like, I have to buy some of those. But then I was looking around some of the other stuff I bought over the weekend. I bought a ton of stuff. That's part of this. I bought a ton of stuff over the weekend. I bought 180 moments.
Wow.
I was buying a lot of cheap stuff. But then I've been buying, for example, for me, the hard thing was, so I've been hoarding Hardens, the first one, the one that's now LE'd. I'd been hoarding them since they dropped, and I was buying them as high as $35. And they slow dropped them over time, and that's fine. And I think, again, I saw some improvements. So for example, with these packs today and the base packs on the weekend, the new LeBron, well, they're shoving 60% of the supply in one weekend. That's a lot. So you're going to get a better sense of true market value immediately with that, which is a good thing. But you keep on buying them as they're going down, and you're just like, when does the bleeding stop? And now I can buy them for $12, right? And I mean, I've been trying to dollar cost average, and I was still buying them up to this morning just to try and reduce my dollar cost average down to now around $30. And I'll hold them for a year if I have to. I do think they'll get over that at some point. But you're just like, well, then what's the point of buying? Just you just get fed up with it. And so I wrote this thread to try, because it wasn't just me. I had just been hearing this over time, and I have always come to Dapper's defense, and I still kind of do. I do think they have a roadmap. I do think they have a sense of where things are going to go. And I do think we're nearing the ramp up to bringing on new users. And I think that's part of the reason they're flooding the new base that they're minting onto the marketplace, because people will be very happy to spend $30 in the LeBron moment. That's very cheap, even compared to his card stuff. That's cheap. So I think they're getting there. The problem is, to sacrifice for new users that might eventually come in, they're hurting the experience of the people who've been around for months. And it's frustrating, and it kind of gets on your nerves a bit, and it stops being fun. And like, we are essentially their beta testers, and you just feel like you're just kind of constantly getting kicked in the pants on the way down. Because I had a lot. I got too many responses to the thread. I couldn't. I just I haven't muted it, but I'm close to, because it's just like, it's too much to keep up with. But at the heart, some people are like, oh, you want them to manipulate the market. I'm like, no, I don't want them to do any of that. I just want them to do more onboarding of new users. That is all I want. And I want to see some pricing stability, because it comes to the point where you're just like, well, then what's the point of buying if there's no consistency? Like, every other marketplace, cards has consistency. And if prices go down, they go down a lot more gradually than they have with Top Shot. So I just got frustrated, and again, at the same time, I think they've done a lot of things right in the last month. I think we're seeing a lot of really good advancements. We're getting packs on a regular basis. We wanted this. We're seeing packs for the first time. I'm sure we'll talk about this. That won't always be a guaranteed return. I know it sucks to go through, but that's actually a good thing. I tweeted this. I said, take that experience, multiply it by 50, and that's what it's like opening basketball cards. So it's like, this is still pretty, like, your risk is still pretty low in comparison, right? And long term, I really do think a lot of this stuff will increase in value over time. But it's just, when you're seeing decline for 3 months, and all you do is buy, and you're not being rewarded for buying at all, you're just like, I give up. So I've made a pledge today. I will not buy anything on the marketplace until I see stability, except I will make one exception. If I can make enough sales to get into the next drops, hollows. I will buy hollows, because those have actually been stable and actually been profitable even. Again, we're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to make we're all going to have issues around, like, we're not all going to be profitable on everything we do all the time. I'm not trying to say that. I'm not trying to say I want guaranteed returns, but I want to see a stable marketplace where, yes, there's going to be fluctuations, but where the floors are, et cetera. So then you can play the floors. You can make the plays. You can say, okay, I'm going to sacrifice this because this thing isn't moving much, and I'm going to take a loss here so I could see maybe a potential gain here, so that you can start building up towards a collection again. Because like right now, it's too hard. It's irrational. And I kind of said, okay, I'm done buying. And it's good for my mental health, and it's good for our health to just say, do you know what? It's okay to step back a bit. And like, I bought Giannis's this weekend for $10, generally, sometimes 11, because they were selling for $14 a few days earlier, and there weren't a whole lot in the new drops. And I saw them as low as $6 today. Like, that makes no sense. And it tells us that there is too many moments now with the user base.
Yeah.
Like, and they have to understand, like, you need to imbue the marketplace with confidence if you want to keep your users. If we feel this is going to be a kick in the pants, we're all going to walk away. And I'm not saying, like, again, I guess it's about collecting, but it's about you have to take your investment into account too. It's not, you shouldn't just be throwing money down the drain.
Absolutely. So I want to show exactly what you're talking about here, because I think this is where I got a little bit grumpier than I, normally am with this stuff.
Yeah.
I can bear, any bear market. I've been through it all. I usually can stay pretty optimistic, and I am. And just to clarify, I am still optimistic about the future of the platform. But, I think there's nothing wrong with some constructive criticism, at times. And, this here, like, this feels a little bit redundant to me. And
Mhm.
this is, we can go down the list of redundancy that I've seen with the most recent drops, right? Like, do we really need this in the market? Was this
Right.
really necessary?
Right.
And there's quite a few of these examples, right? Where
Yeah.
they LE'd 35,000 LE'd star players,
Yeah.
which I think,
It's fine.
yeah. But then I don't know. I don't know. This one felt a little bit
Like,
like they're trying to do everything they can to get the prices down to $1. It just almost feels like that was their goal. That's what they were trying to do. And in the process of that, hey, some of us some of us have only been here in the bear market. You've I think obviously seen a bit of a run up.
mhm,
I've only ever seen a bear market. And what I really liked about last week, I've been saying this forever, is with any bear market, what you just need is some stability. Stability's
mhm,
good.
mhm.
And last week started to feel nice and stable.
Yeah,
You
that's why I
know,
started buying all these base moments because, like, finally things are stable.
yeah, I was doing the same. I've been, when it comes to the cheap moments, probably the three that I constantly collect are the LeBron, obviously.
Mhm, mhm,
I've been buying that one down and up. I bought it a whole bunch of different prices,
mhm,
and then the Mask Kawhi just because I love it, and the
mhm.
Trey Young Kobe tribute. It's just like
Yeah.
whatever. It's like a personal collector's thing, and
Mhm.
whatever. I buy them anytime they drop below certain price. And last week I started to feel very optimistic that we've got stability finally. Like I don't care that the market's not. I don't need a run. I'd be worried if I see another crazy run up. I don't need that. I need market stability. And then wham, here come, like, I haven't done the math yet, but there's going to be how many packs in the next 2 weeks? There's 150,000 packs today. There's another guaranteed
I'm
pack
not sure it's
coming
actually going to
next
be that
week.
high today. A lot of people dropped out of the line.
Yeah, but won't
So
they
they're
get the
not
rebound? Oh,
so if they dropped out, they don't get the rebound.
you're right. You're right. Actually, speaking of that, I was still in line.
Oh.
Hold on a sec. So right now the line says there are currently 53 packs remaining. I've got 4,900 people in front of me. The
So you get a
pack that
rebound.
you're seeing is my wife.
Uh,
And no, she wasn't gonna come on stream. She don't do streams, but she collects kind of like, the pack stuff. She plays the
yeah.
pack game.
Yeah.
And in many ways, it's gonna work out better for her than me, that's for sure. So far.
Right now.
She's
Right now.
she's more profitable than I am, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
Like,
that's kind of what threw me off, right? Like it felt a little bit unnecessary, and I gotta wonder what's going on. Why are we dropping so many
yeah.
moments into
Well,
the
and
platform?
like, and part of this is like, so when you buy cards, they have a set print run. Here's the print run for the season or for this product, and that's it. Like, they don't tell you all the numbers. Like, it's not serial. Not every card's serial. Like, they are here, but people are able to kind of figure out print runs more or less. And like most base and Prism, for example, they're in the hundreds of thousands of each card. Each card, like, it's insane, right? And that tells me it's like that always reminds me, like, 35K is still low. 35K is still low, but you know what you're buying. Everything is laid out. With this, okay, this is not meant to be equal to cards. I get that, and they're doing something different, and they need to mint new moments as the season goes on, and that's fine. I gotta get that. It's going to be a different structure, but like, they need to play around with the serial. So I think if they were to release when they release these new ones, they should have automatically said they're going to 50,000 automatically, because otherwise, and listen, maybe again, this is just the collector experience. Maybe they're trying to think, well, no, we want people to differentiate. Which moment's better? And listen, they might go to 35K, but like, they haven't really been playing around with minting increases since the beginning of Series 2. They were doing that at the beginning, and that was it. But and I get they can't comment on things much because they don't want to influence. They can't be seen as influencing the marketplace. But
Yes.
I kind of agree. Like, what was the point of this so quickly? Because now what you've done is you've created an experience of every single person who's bought that Kyrie Irving that's now at $9, and I was buying them at $9.10 over the weekend. So I'm glad to see it's back up a bit. But you're telling everybody who's bought that Kyrie that they're buying over the last 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks was worthless. Was absolutely worthless. They've lost money, and you've created a bad experience for the user, for the person who's in there, who's spending their hard-earned money on these. That's not okay. That's not okay. And I know they're trying to, and this is part of being beta. I get it. They're trying to figure out how all these dynamics work, but they're going to have to find a way to make it up to us, in my opinion, somehow. Because the last time we went through this, so we went through this again in January and February, just before the bull run. And that's where the gift came from, as a way to say, hey, you guys have been through a lot and we want to make it up to you. I'm hoping they use stuff like collector score and baller status to find ways to reward their users for bearing through this, because I think they really need to. I looked it up on CryptoSlam today. I've done I forget. I think I've done total transactions of I'm going to look it up. I want to make sure I got it right. It's no, I haven't put this much money in per se, but I've done a total transactions of, over between buying and selling of over $400,000. That's created $20,000 in Dapper fees alone for Dapper. I've made someone's salary for a couple months.
Yeah.
With my activity.
Yeah.
And I don't mind paying it. I think the 5% is totally fair. But where's my reward for making Dapper successful? By my constant engagement with the marketplace. This just isn't working anymore. And so, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a bit of an interesting last couple of days. I don't know. My part of my speculation says there's something coming that's going to drive a lot of new users to the platform, and they're trying to avoid the unrealistic expectations that were set with the last bull run, where I wasn't here, but I looked at that chart and it happened over days, literally days. I saw, man, that chart is insane. That chart is like some, shit coin that's at 0.000001 satoshis that moons. It's not a chart you see often in a mature, stable product. So I'm hoping that they're preparing for potentially the announcement of hardcore and the playoffs and things that are going to drive net new user base. That was the other thing too, is that I felt like, okay, finally we're getting stability, but more importantly, there's going to be optimism around the playoffs coming, and you could start to see a surge there. And then, there's the whole thing. So it's hard to predict what's going to happen. I can honestly say right now that I feel like it's easier for me to predict what's going to happen with Doge than what's going to happen with NBA Top Shot. Man, I made some freaking phenomenal trades with Doge, but that's because I feel like in some ways I'm trading crypto against a lot of noobs that are buying Doge. The pump that happened before Saturday Night Live and Elon Musk showing up on stage was very predictable. And my buddies and I were talking privately going, yo, we're all selling our Doge before Elon shows up on stage, and he shows up on stage and everything crashes. And that's, we're used to that in the crypto market. Buy the rumor, sell the news. Yeah. So as I started to see some,
plus he said, "Oh, yeah, it's a hustle." He said that in the skit, right? He said, "Oh, yeah, it's a hustle."
Yeah. Hey, Andy, that's cool, man.
I just got mine too.
That's breaking news. Oh, I didn't even know. I didn't know. I haven't looked yet. So I'll check it out. I can buy a whole lot of moments with that $20 now.
Right.
But anyway, so just as I think, okay, start to get a handle for this, think we're going to start to see some optimism, little pump coming for potentially the playoffs. And then I was thinking, hey, then I'm going to sell the rumor at that point, or sell the news at that point. because that was what everybody's looking forward to. There's
Mhm.
two big, I think, pieces of news that people are looking forward to in terms of thinking it's going to cause a market pump. And maybe there's more, Lindy, but definitely the playoffs and hardcore. So
Yeah.
as soon as I saw stability, I thought, okay, this thing's going to start to pick up some heat. And then there's the FUD. Then the FUD is that at the end of the season, everybody's going to dump, right? And so, I was hoping we might see a bull market before the bear market in the offseason. And now I'm wondering, hey, I might be in this for longer. Not that I'm in this for a long time, guys, but sorry, I may be in this mood for a lot longer because Bruno, what's up, my man? Welcome. Because I don't know that at this point we can see a playoff hardcore pump with all the FUD surrounding sort of the offseason, right? So it's going to be tricky here. What happens?
It really is. And I mean, I still think the playoffs will have some effect. Like when one guy, like we have to just remember, like we are just waiting for those games where, and everyone's going to be tuning in. And so like there is going to be those moments like where everyone's paying, like I remember I bought a few Anthony Edward rookies the other day because he had like a 45-point game or something like that. I was like, that's going to bump him up a few bucks. I'll make a few bucks. And nothing happened because people just aren't paying attention. I think this is part of the issue too. We just don't have enough collectors still. Like we're just in the sense of like basketball fans, like it's just more people who are into NFT space type of stuff, or you get the sneaker flippers and stuff like that still. And I saw people on Twitter saying how people got a pack and they're trying to sell it for 400 in DMs and stuff. I'm like, yeah, this is not going to sell for $400. The days of pack flipping, I think, are quickly coming to an end. Thank you, Jesus, for that one.
Yeah.
But it's like we are. There'll be a lot more attention on the NBA, and I do think, I think there are still some signs. I'm just trying to remember. It's like, so on baller status, early adopters get a special. If you're signed up and have at least one moment before May 22nd, you get a baller status points. So I'm about to sneeze here. So that tells me maybe what's coming with the 22nd, and we're waiting and hoping. And Roham said about 4 or 5 weeks ago in an interview with a venture capitalist, I don't want to make any announcements that would affect the market, with a little grin on his face, and that couldn't be anything but good news, in my opinion, right? But there's just been I think this is my other thing. I'll be honest, I'm really happy they've done all this hiring and marketing. But for me, what's going to get me bullish in the shorter term is when they start doing more hiring around communications. Because I don't think communications has been that great. If we are being signed up into a beta of a platform, there should be some basic road mapping. Like Fortnite's been in beta forever, but they give their users a little sense of what's coming this season, what you can expect, things they're trying to upgrade and play around with. We've been given zilch. We've been just told to kind of stay in this kind of fog for 3 months. And I'm not expecting them to say, and I won't be surprised if next season they're going to actually have a roadmap of here's the sets that are coming out and when. They weren't ready for this season. I get that. And they're playing catch up, but they need to be better at the communication element too, where they need to, instead of speculating with, well, maybe not this, maybe, I'm like, no, just say yes or no. Be clear, be confident in your communication. This is the other thing. Clear communication needs to be confident and not wishy-washy. When the wishy-washiness gives, everyone gets, well, what if this, I heard from people that they've been buying Seeing Star moments because Jacob once said, well, they might be used in the future. Well, okay, but what's the future? Is it 2 months from now or is it 2 years from now? We don't know. We shouldn't be buying on that speculation, but because it wasn't communicated in a clear fashion, people went into speculative buying, and then they get hurt that way too, and all that stuff. So I really want them to streamline their communication, not just on Discord here and Twitter there and blogs. No, they need to be more centralized and uniform in their communication. They need to give us some cleared road mapping, just at least a basic footprint or a basic plan of what things are going to look like in the next couple months, because that too will inspire some confidence. And to say like, okay, we can't tell you when we're going to start but I don't know why they can't tell us when they're going to start advertising either. It's like that. If you're not going to advertise for 6 months, then I'm checking out for a bit. And that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm just going to check out. I'm going to let things sit, and I'll come back in September, or I'll come back. Sorry, I'll come back for Run It Back. I'll come back for Run It Back, and I'll just check out for a bit and give myself a little bit of a mental break. So for me, I'm really that's my other thing. I want clear communication, and showing up in Discord chats and everything isn't sufficient. They need to be better at that, I think. And it's like, I don't mean this as like a criticism on the staff. I just think people have been placed in roles of communication where it's really not meant to be their job. There's reasons companies like this have comms persons. Aside, we need community managers, but that's different than comms.
Yeah.
And the CEO is not the communications guy either.
Yeah.
Right? So, sorry.
Could not agree more, man. Yeah. I could not agree more. I know they've got a VP of communities role open, which sounds like there might be someone on overseeing sort of Jacob and all of that operations, which is very interesting. And then I know that I think they just hired three people as VPs of comms or whatever role. I know one they pulled from the NFL.
Right.
So we're definitely seeing some hiring focused around that. We haven't really seen the fruits of that labor, which is understandable. I have a theory on something you touched on, which is the early adopters, I don't know, badge that they're going to give us.
Yeah.
If you want to call it that. My theory, could be completely wrong, is that when they launch the UFC, we're going to get something in the UFC for it, for being an early adopter and NBA Top Shot. And I'm only, deriving that based on what they did with CryptoKitties, and they gave everybody Cool Cats, Carl Anthony Towns, and when they announced that, I don't know anything about CryptoKitties, but I remember the announcement saying that early adopters of CryptoKitties will get rewarded with a Cool Cat. So I'm kind of just tying things together, saying, all right, maybe that's the first thing that we get with the badge is basically something in the UFC platform, because it also tends to, align to what the timelines might be for the UFC launching, few months after that, or maybe 5 or 6 months after that. Actually, it might be still a while before they do that, but that's just a theory. Could be
well. And there's also
wrong.
And there's also going to be an interesting thing that the Dapper Wallet is going to be able to be used for both, right? So you won't be able to obviously see cross-platform selling, but you'll see people buying and trading and stuff on one, and then moving money and vice versa. I think it'll actually have a positive effect on Top Shot when that happens. Because people will use it, they might use their money to get into Top Shot and stuff like that. So it's my thing is there was a rumor where we're going to come out of beta on May 22nd. I'm the experience isn't quite there yet. Although, I mean, listen, even companies like this that aren't in beta have issues. Wait, is Zedrun in beta?
I don't know. I don't know if it's officially in beta. I don't think I've seen that on their site.
And they've had issues, right? But they've had issues. So, I mean, it doesn't have to, right? So it doesn't have to be in beta. But I mean, my sense is they're still going to be in beta. But they're obviously they're obviously trying to prepare the site. Listen, we don't really have much in the way of marketplace issues. And even when we're out of beta, there's still going to be issues because it's technology. There's always issues. We can't dream of a perfect system, but things work pretty well right now. We don't have issues. Okay, we had the issue with the collector score thing today, but when you actually go to buy a pack now, there's no issue. I remember, again, back in the day before the bull run, it was everybody clicked buy now and hopefully you got in. It was chaos. So this system's working.
Yeah, that's Zedrun.
Yeah, and the queue's working well for this. So there's been a ton of improvements, and it does make me confident. But they need to just recognize, we want packs, but be careful about how you flood a market to the point where you destroy value. And so please, at the very least, if you're going to do all those packs, that's fine. Bring on new users. That's my thing. Please get the communications out there, market it. I have hopes that we're going to see some spots on it on TNT and stuff over the playoffs. I mean, we're in Canada here. We're both you and I actually on TSN the other day. There's a whole spot on it during the Raptors game. They did a 3-minute report on it.
Yep,
which is huge. Now I don't know what the onboarding was from that, but that's positive stuff.
I don't know if you have. Do you have NBA TV in Canada?
Yep.
Yeah. So on NBA TV, numerous times I've watched them crack packs.
Yeah.
Like at like midnight or something, or it usually tends to be later at night, like during the West Coast game. They'll bring on. Honestly, I don't know who he even is who's hosting the show, but there's a guy hosting the show that talks NBA Top Shot there, and he'll bring people on and crack some packs. Cool. So at least in Canada, I've been seeing some advertisement. I don't know if they're nobody watches NBA TV.
I just want to see. Like, I mean, I don't know if it's going to happen during the playoffs.
Smith,
but man,
that's
what?
Right.
But my dream would be this beautiful commercial of like. I've always had. I remember tweeting about this. Like I had this this kind of fun little marketing idea where it's a clip of a game, and there is this man like sitting in in the stands cheering as Jordan goes to do this massive dunk, and as they pull out from the clip, you see that it's a Top Shot moment, and you see the father sitting there with his son pointing at the screen and saying, see, there I was there at that moment. And then it fades out to black. NBA Top Shot owned the moment. Like imagine that during the playoffs. Everybody would be flocking to Top Shot right away. So it's I hope that would be something they can do, but we'll see, I guess. I just want them to. Listen. I would be happy if Roham tweeted today saying, "Listen, I recognize people are hurt and frustrated about some of the marketplace dynamics. We're working on this. I just want you to know you've been heard." If I got that, I would be happy. That would be sufficient to get me to start buying again. Mm-hmm. I just want some acknowledgement publicly that they recognize something's not right because of some of the decisions they've made.
Yeah.
That's all. I'd be happy.
Yeah. And guys, to put things into perspective too, like I'm not selling out.
I'm not.
If I do, I'll tell you. I don't work for Top Shot. I also don't think I have that many viewers that I'm going to tank the market. I mean that right. Might be a little bit different if I feel like I personally have the ability to manipulate the market. I'm just a freaking fan here that's enjoying my time, and I have the right to sell my stuff if I feel like it, but I'm not, and I'll tell you why. I do think that right now my sentiment is of one that is getting close to the bottom of the bear market. Mm-hmm. Or I will say this at least. Yes, this can go much lower. Mm-hmm. But the risk of selling out now and selling the bottom, I think, is much higher than this thing turning around.
Yeah, exactly.
So the odds are if I get out now, I sold the bottom. Like that's just what it comes down to, right? This market's down. It's hard to even figure that out, but because there isn't. I don't know if you have, but I've not seen a market cap chart that goes longer than like 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks or a month. But
I think Flow Market Cap does like a month or something. I think you can do it on Add More Funds.
Oh yeah, which I haven't subscribed to yet.
I'll check while you're
talking. You have to be a paid subscriber on that one, right?
Yeah. I'll check while you're chatting.
Because I'm looking at here. I'll show everybody. I'm looking at the Flow Market Cap, and but yeah. So point being is, it's actually in so many ways I love trading and looking at graphs and charts. So it's difficult when you don't have the data. Actually, here we go. So we can't see to at least the top of the bull market. So with this being with the top being at 1.9, oh man, we were under 800 today. Well, we're under 800 on evaluate.market. Right. So man, we're well below 50%, 60% drop. I mean, that's starting to feel like organically, we may be close to the bottom. Doesn't mean we can't go a little bit lower. Right. You can see that we're back at the levels Oh, we actually dropped a little bit below that level. So
Well, that's my
we're
thing.
actually,
It's like, but this is what I don't get, and this is why it's frustrating. It's like, why?
yeah,
Right? Like
yeah,
this makes like we got pretty stable there for the second like that when we were all feeling this, right? We were feeling stable towards the end of April, mid to end of April, and last week. What is it that happened in the last 24 hours that caused everybody to suddenly start selling? I think part of it is they started seeing more profitability in other NFTs. That's definitely, I think, part of it. But it just doesn't make any sense. And you see the people who are selling, and they're selling stuff for something they bought 2-3 days ago. The
yeah.
irrationality of the selling is mind-boggling, and we've all tried to wrap our heads around it, and we can't.
Yeah, I will never I literally will never understand anybody who is selling a Series 1 player, unless you bought a player you don't believe in.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, why are people selling Series 1 LeBrons, which they are?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why does
Yeah.
now he hasn't actually he's actually been fairly stable
Yeah.
compared to the others in
Well,
my collection. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know what he's at now. Let's take a look. But when I
Are you talking
just
about
looked,
the? Are you talking about the playoff one?
well, yeah, this guy here,
Yeah.
yeah, which I have a couple of.
Yeah.
He started to get back up into the 2,700. He's down to
But that's my
21.
thing. It's like, but why did it drop 500 all of a sudden? Like, what is it? I mean, and this is, I mean, listen, I don't have a problem with lowest ask as a system if you are constantly onboarding new users. Lowest ask hurts collectors though if you're not onboarding new users because everybody's a race to get the first sale, and so they're always going to undercut each other.
Yeah.
Right?
And why does here's an example. Why would anybody sell this LeBron? Because he's down quite a bit today.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an LE, minted out of the pack, out of the challenge reward. Sorry. I have that. I have that
Mm-hmm.
LeBron. I have that LeBron. I have all these LeBrons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't sell any of them. I have that LeBron. I literally don't sell them because it doesn't make sense to me that you would, but everybody else keeps selling them.
I might sell the LE because I've now gotten a 20% return on it based on its current price.
Yeah, well, the interesting thing, is the market open? Is it?
No, I don't. I don't know if it's open to list yet or not.
Yeah, because I don't know that. I don't know that that's gonna last. My
I don't know either.
It's coming right down.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I bought 6 of those yesterday too because I was just like $50. I'll take an LE LeBron at 50. I always said to myself, I'll buy them at $50, no problem. And I'm like, man, that's like the problem is there's 35,000 of them. Like that's a lot of supply. And not everybody, and this is the other thing, like we have to remember, like not every collector has $50 to spend.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have very low end collectors. You're gonna have like I think there's 2 things. One is I've always argued that I think I mentioned this on Friday night. We don't have a large enough middle class in the like. My account is worth on moment ranks anywhere between 86 and 90,000 with if you take serials into account, and that's a top 0.2% account. That's honestly not that big in the realm of collecting. So that tells me we're very bottom heavy. We've got some bigger whales, obviously, but we don't have a large enough middle class to feed the gaps. Because, and this is where Dapper is responsible. It's their job to bring collectors to want to spend their own money in the marketplace. Because I think that's part of the reason we saw the sell off is people wanted the $149 and they didn't want to put in their credit card, so they sell off instead to use their Dapper. So they need.
So the market is open, by the way, Lindy.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it is open.
Well, you can buy. Oh, you've been able to buy the entire time. You just can't list right now.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't even notice that. Oh, well, you're kidding. Well, that's okay. That's why. That's why it's up to $60.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens. But this is the thing. But this is the crazy part where I'm just like, I just want to like, just like, what's going on here? People have had no problem buying it this evening between $50 and $60. No problem. And they're buying them still. But what's going to happen? Everybody get the quick sales are going to undercut it again, and it's going to get down to 45, $50. But why? People had no problem selling it at $59. Why are you in such a rush to get that instant sale? I think we've learned that with the rarer markets and the older stuff. Like Series 1 is not getting hit as much. It's still getting hit, but it's not getting hit as much. Although I've always found that when things take a dip, the more expensive stuff follows suit later. Like it trickles towards that. But like we're learning, it's like you should not expect an instant sale on something. People like I see some great prices of things I would love to buy. Like I would love I did the Giannis Hollow achievement, and I got a great cereal. I'm very happy with it. But there's one up there for 8,500 right now. I'm like, man, if I had 8,500, I would buy that in an instant. But I don't have $8,500 in Dapper sitting around. I'm not putting $8,500 in right now.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, but people keep on lowering their prices in the hope of just getting someone to get that instant sale. I'm like, but you shouldn't be in a rush. Just like be more patient. Cards do not sell this quickly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got to drive an hour sometimes, right? To meet up with someone to go, sell your physical card.
Or even when you list on eBay, okay, you're going to put it up for auction for a week, or you're going to put it up for buy it now, but it might not sell for 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. that is the one thing, the one improvement I would love to see to the site is auction buying, right? Bids. I think that it'll just we will be able to much better understand the value of the moments and what they're going for, and it'll drive.
Yes.
Typically what will happen is if people are bidding on a moment and they bid, let's say this LeBron, right? It's up at $60. People will be bidding, and naturally they'll bid close to that buy it now price because they know they can get it for $60. And then, it gets
and if it's getting close, they'll start buying them at buy it now.
That's right? It. Yeah. It actually creates, I don't know, it tends to create a healthier ecosystem than when just buy it now exists. Yeah. And that's maybe the biggest improvement that we could see to the platform so that we could really understand what the true total market cap is.
And we will probably see that, like I think they had mentioned that they'll probably be auctioning off the Genesis moments in the summer. Which tells me probably they're going to want to test the auctioning system before they do that, because those are going to be expensive. And again, I think that's actually a really good thing because there's been those heritage auctions and stuff like that. And I don't think the ecosystem exists. I don't think it's large enough outside of Top Shot yet to warrant going to secondary market. And we saw that last week, actually. Like if I had the money, I would have bought some of those moments that were going for the prices they were, because they were too cheap. They went way under market value. But people don't go to those sites. They go to Top Shot. We've been trained to go to the marketplace there now. But I think before they auction off Genesis, they're going to want to test the system first by making it something more to see how it works on other moments. And yeah, because here's the other thing. What happens with auctions is the same thing what happened with Throwdowns today. I was like, I don't know if I want to pack. I ended up doing it because I got a spot in line. I was like, what the heck,
Tell us what you got. And do you think it's going to be EV negative or positive?
So I got 2 Josh Jackson base. I got the Tatum assist, what I was actually buying up over. That was one of the moments I was buying up over the weekend, so I was very happy about that. I got a Joe Harris base, so 3 blah bases, and I got one of the new Doncic assists. So overall for base, I was pretty happy with what I got. And then I got a Darius Bazley dunk. And I was overall happy with that. Bazley's, he's on Charlotte. They're going into the playoffs, so that's always a good thing. But what made me happy was it was a low serial. It was 92 out of 1,800. So I think...
Double digit.
So I think if I had to sell it right now, I could probably sell it pretty easily. I'm hoping I could sell it pretty easily for $300. So I'm happy. You know what? I was like... Because again, in cards, if I spend $150 on packs or whatever like that, I'd be lucky. Like I bought some hockey cards this weekend, and I got screwed over so bad. Like I bought a box for $115 US, and I probably got $20 back in what I paid for it in terms of value. It was not fun. So in the end, even if that was, it's not Bazley. It's a nice dunk actually. Bazley's okay. But Okay, fine. Maybe I walked out of that with $100 in value. That's still not as bad as buying cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you gonna open your pack there? Your
Let's
wife's
do
pack?
it.
Let's do it. Let's see.
Let's open it. So, what's the best dunk in here? What's your opinion on the best dunk?
I think there's a 3-way tie for me. I love the Ja Morant.
Yep.
Anthony Edwards. Any Anthony Edwards dunk is worth it. And
Yeah.
Miles Bridges is probably the best.
Yeah.
Miles Bridges.
I'm with you. I will add. Man, big man Keldon is underrated too.
Mhm.
I'll add Kawhi. I actually really like this dunk. I don't think a lot of people do. I don't know I don't know if I love Kawhi more than others because he freaking won the NBA championship for the Raptors.
Yeah.
And if you don't know by now, I'm in Toronto and I'm a huge Raptors fan, but I don't know that I love that dunk when I saw it, so I'll be happy with any of those.
Nice.
And this is my wife, so whatever she opens, she hodls. We literally haven't sold anything on this account ever. So let's see how it goes. Let's open her up.
All right.
Is that gonna be too loud? Let's see. I'll try the music. If it's too loud,
I'm not
I
hearing
heard the music is good though.
I'm not hearing anything.
Oh, you don't hear it?
No.
All right, well, I hear it. It is loud.
Yeah, it's loud. You just turn it off. It's fine.
Yeah, okay, so there it is right there. There it is right there. I like, you know what? We're starting off good already. It's the top left. All right, there's something to that, so we're going to go this way from bottom right.
Okay, see. Yeah, they're not auto-playing. Right. They're not auto-playing for some reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not sure why. The rare will autoplay, but the base won't.
All right, so I'm gonna assume that's a $3 moment right there.
Yeah. I will say though, it's like, listen, the checkout experience was like super smooth. I got my pack within 30. That was the moment I got. It's a nice dunk. But yeah, I got.
Oh yeah. Wow,
the whole process was like, I think it was a minute between my spot coming up, checking out, and opening my pack, which is super smooth. Like, so again, like is that Giannis? No, it's Chris. He's an underrated guy for collectors.
Totally.
Like collectors just don't give him the respect he deserves. I don't know if he'll ever be worth it but he's the reason the Bucks. He's another reason the Bucks are doing well.
Yeah, 100%.
Bucks, man, they're gonna be a force in the East this year. I think they're peaking at the right time right now. Hey, a rookie.
Yeah. Now, man, I've been seeing these double. I actually bought OKK today at $4. I don't know.
I know.
$4. It's like,
yeah,
dude. Like, first of all, I actually think he's a really good rookie with lots of great potential, long term play. But these double badges going for like $4.
I know it's insane.
It's crazy. Was that a game winner? Nice.
Yeah, that was a game winner. Yeah.
94 4-digit serial. Kevin Love, my man, Kevin Love. Yeah. Well, so far, I think we have a lot of. I think these are probably $3 or $4. Yeah. Maybe Middleton's $5.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
Here we go. Clippers.
Why? Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
There you go.
I love this dunk. Come on, man. Look at that.
That's a great dunk. That is a great dunk. It's funny because he's not. I think what makes this moment great too is the reason collectors don't like run to him. He's not the most exciting player to watch sometimes, but like when he does something like that, like when he gets forceful, it just adds to it,
100%, man. Like two-way player. Like for me, I don't know, man. There aren't many people that are not named LeBron that I would want on an NBA championship team, to be honest.
Right.
Like, don't get me wrong. The Raptors were good when they won the championship, but we were not. I thought I closed my teams over there, but we were not. We were not a NBA championship team without Kawhi. Like, we don't win the championship without him. And so, man, you know what? I'm pumped because I said I want Kawhi. Oh,
you spoke it into existence. You spoke it into existence. Yeah, you spoke it into existence.
And I think,
Unfortunately, though, it's your wife's.
yeah, that's right. Now she's gonna rub it in.
She is. She
I'm
is.
telling you. She's always said it from the beginning, right? Like her account is gonna be the winner because my account's the FOMO account,
Yeah.
and hers is taking her time, collecting
Yeah.
packs.
Yeah.
She bought a few moments.
Yeah. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. But there you go. That's a W. That's obviously a plus EV, I think, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. So I'm checking my account right now, and let's drag this over here. And so, it does say that they completed selling,
Yeah.
and that everyone remaining in the queue.
They've got it. It's the marketplace is open for listing now.
Okay. All right. So we're done. We're getting just a rebound pack. So I missed it by 4,900. Not that much considering. So that tells you that 5,000 people walked away because I was 75. No, sorry, I was 85K and it was 75,000 packs, and I missed it by 5K. So 5 people walked away from the line.
Yeah.
Fewer than I thought. I thought there was going to be more people walking away. I personally know, I think it was about 50-50 in my group of people that got access to the pack and then walked away from the pack. So I was like, holy crap. Like usually my group is like, they're in like hands down, not even thinking twice about it. Yeah, this one, Bruno says, I'll trade you my 88 Ubre. 88 cereal, Bruno? That's not bad at all, man. Why? I gotta
but in the end, it's Kawhi. And Clippers, I think, have a chance in the West this year, especially with although Davis finally turned on the Jets the last couple of games.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I just don't feel the Lakers this year.
Yeah, the West just has some phenomenal teams that could absolutely surprise, like Utah, Portland. Like I actually think the top 7-8 teams. The Lakers are still the Lakers. Don't get me wrong, but I'll put it this way: I don't know why I'm not feeling that confident with the Clippers. I'm not feeling like they're going to get to the final. I'm feeling again like at best they might get to the semis.
Right. Yeah.
But,
it's gonna be interesting to see where it goes. But what was I gonna say there? My brain just.
So what's Kawhi at? Let's see. So I'm hearing
he's at 215 right now. So
215. Well, I'm not gonna panic sell him. That's for sure. We're gonna huddle that Kawhi.
Actually, probably the best time to buy. If I was buying, the best time to buy, I would actually probably go out and buy a bunch right now because this is when everybody does the undercut. You always see this: a pack drops, the selling rush. You buy the floors, and then it pumps back up, and then you sell during the different achievement times.
Yeah, decent cereal too. 10-17.
Yep. Yeah,
decent cereal.
Nice.
Not the worst.
Nice. There you go. That is a great dunk. That's pretty awesome. There you go. Yeah. Your wife will be happy.
Yeah. Bruno says Kawhi winning playoff MVP this year. All right, man. So you see them getting deep into the playoffs then. And it's a little unpredictable. That's the thing, man. There's quite a few teams with stars there. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. We've never seen Devin Booker in the playoffs, man. Yeah, and he's a freaking stud. Yeah. An absolute stud.
We talked about it on Friday. Remember last year, the Denver Utah series, right?
Yeah.
Mitchell and Murray was an amazing battle to watch. And you have no idea what battles are going to, this is like for Booker, this is his year to emerge as a star. This is his time to emerge. They may not win it all. I don't know. But Chris Paul's been having an amazing effect on that team too. Like Ayton still needs to shoot more and stuff. But I mean, like they've got a good bench in Arizona. So in Phoenix. So it's it's gonna be it's gonna be fun. I mean, like I know some players don't like the whole play-in thing, but it's made the end of the season exciting to watch. No, because all these teams aren't phoning it in because there's a chance they could get out of a play-in situation or they can get into one because they're just lower seeded and stuff. And it's made for exciting. It's made for like essentially a pre-playoff playoff.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Raptors are out, but they had a rough season. It's kind of like my Canucks. A rough season due to COVID just kind of ruined things, and it is what it is. But they showed some flashes that I think they'll be much better next year.
Yeah, at this point, it's for the Raptors. It's clearly a rebuild. I don't think it's going to take them what a Toronto team usually takes to rebuild 5-10 years if we're lucky.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be that.
Actually, I think the trade for Gary Trent Jr. was brilliant.
Yeah. I love that trade too. I'm really liking Gary Trent. Mm-hmm. I watched Powell play for a long time in Toronto, and don't get me wrong, he had his moments, but man, he also had his moments where he was irrelevant. And so I think that Powell sort of has a ceiling, and what we saw from him this year before we traded him was that ceiling. Right. And it was probably a good time to get value for him at that point.
And I think it was one of those trades where it was really mutually beneficial. They got someone in Gary Trent Jr. who was really playing almost like second fiddle to Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. And so really wasn't getting the playing time he needed because he's a younger player. And he's getting like starting numbers in Toronto and is playing great. While Powell is that veteran leadership they're going to need in Portland if they're going to go far. And so I think it really was a trade that I think benefited both parties, which is good. That's always a good thing in sports when both teams can walk away happy like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so what happens? That line isn't moving very quick. Where's that line for my rebound pack? It still looked like it was stuck. So do we know what the rebound pack is? Is the typical $9 pack with 3 moments?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. It's starting to move now. I'll move that off screen in case I gotta use my Dapper there.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so actually, Lindy, sorry, man. I know you said you had about an hour, so
I should probably get going here pretty soon. But did you get Foxos as well?
Yeah. So
I got 2 pretty common ones, but I'm just going to hold them for a bit because actually they're still selling at a pretty decent pace, and the secondary market's doing quite well. Even with all the bad gas, like the gas fees are just horrible right now, and people are still buying on the secondary market. They've sold around 15 ETH worth of stuff today on the secondary market.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Not bad.
I don't know who's buying right now. I mean, it's just absolutely bananas.
This is one of the benefits of Top Shot being on its own blockchain. We don't pay gas fees.
Oh, you know what? Like, it's been. I think that was you that tweeted that as well, right? Like, perfect timing as I was sitting there buying NFTs, paying stupid gas fees. I see your tweet. Hey guys, Top Shot has no gas fees. It's just perfect freaking timing, man.
Yeah,
yeah, that was a little bit frustrating, but that's kind of. I don't know that. I anticipated this or anybody anticipated that happening with ETH. Like, of course, I've been bullish on ETH from day one. And I know some people are here follow me since those days. And I've been saying since January that ETH is going to beat Bitcoin in this bull run. And I don't think it took a genius to say that. But, geez, what happened over the last week was just insane, and the gas fees went crazy, and it kind of sucks because it's amazing if you have ETH and you're holding ETH, don't get me wrong, but for somebody who's taking that ETH that they bought years ago and distributing into NFTs, it sucks a little bit to see how prohibitive the gas fees become, because you could actually, let me show you a project that I am convinced is going to moon the moment these gas fees get resolved. And it's a silly little project that I just fell in love with. And that's the Pix Puppies. Have you seen this one?
I did. I passed.
Totally, and that's the response. I'm telling you right now.
I told you
That's
it's
the
like
responsible thing
this is
to
the
do.
one you this is the one you can't blame me on.
No, no. So
Yeah.
this is a project where the pups are 0.02 to mint,
Yeah.
fairly cheap
That's
for
cheap, yeah.
NFTs for
Yeah.
sure. I just heard I
Oh, that's
think
probably your pack time.
yeah, yes, my
That
juice
sound.
started.
That sound
Oh, you
that
heard that
says
one?
no, I didn't hear it, but I know what the sound is. You get that sound that says
Yeah, yeah.
it's time.
I'm actually glad they have that.
Yeah.
So I will get my base set pack. Why not? I don't know that, you know, that I'm gonna pull anything. I put it this way, I have no expectations of a base set pack for $9 anymore.
Yeah.
Not at the value that these
Yeah.
moments are at.
Yeah.
But anyway, about this project, it's like it's a good one for me anyway, that I got in really, really early at 0.02. I knew the price was going up to 0.04 and then 0.06. And then the developer, actually, what he ended up doing was he said he kind of listened to the community and said, you know what? I'm not going to actually do a bonding curve. We're actually going to stop. And I think he stopped at, I want to say 400 puppies or 600, either four or something like that. And he created kind of version 1 and then a version 2 of the puppies. And so I ended up with 40 of 400 or 500 version 1 puppies, which is not bad. I guess maybe I'm considered a whale.
Right.
Right. But
yeah.
you know what, man? Sometimes just the simplest projects
Yeah.
do well. And for me, it was a flyer. However, freaking gas fees went bananas. And I know there's some bent up buying power for this project.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I probably would have bought 100 more.
Wow.
And then I saw the gas fees go absolutely berserk. I did pay gas fees, and then they went up like double in like no time, and I was like, okay, I'm out. I'm not buying anymore. But that's kind of that was the tale of the day where the NFTs that we were in. So Apimon eggs that we were supposed to reveal today, we didn't get to do that. That got pushed back because of gas fees and the overall congestion on the network. And what was the other one? The Voxel cubes launch. So let me show you my Voxel cubes.
Awesome.
Oh, I am here. Let's show you my Voxels. So I don't think I got anything special. It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell. It's something I'm still trying to figure out a bit myself.
Yeah, they're all rares. I know that.
So rare is actually the common.
Yeah, no, I figured that one out too. So yeah, thanks for that clarification. But they're all rare. I think I got 3 commons. I don't think I did.
Yeah.
Well,
there's different species that are rarer than others. Like I got robots, which are like the most common ones. So.
Oh, sorry. I thought robots were. Oh no, it's the pets that are good, right?
Yeah, and you get pet. Like there's all sorts of things, and so I still like the project. Listen, like for me, like the fact that they've done like almost like 15 or 16 ETH or whatever it was in sales today on the secondary market tells me that this is a project people believe in.
Yeah.
And so I'm not in any rush. I would like my goal is to build up my ETH through NFTs, but also to build up an NFT collection at the same time. So like I would love to hold one and sell one for more than what I paid for both is kind of my goal. And their bonding curve is pretty expensive. So like they're almost sold out at 0.5. There's only like 200 left.
Yeah.
So when it hits 0.9, anything under 0.5 is going to be really cheap and will probably get bought up. So I'm it's probably of all those NFT projects, it's probably the best planned and roadmapped.
I agree.
I found.
And they've you can sense in their Discord that they've got a fairly robust team.
Yeah,
very communicative.
Yeah, like super like I'm like I've never seen communication. Like, it's really good. It's like honestly, like, I'm not in any rush to sell my first one because I'm just like, man, these people know what they're doing, and this thing I would actually buy another one if I had any ETH left right now. But I'm happy with my 2.
So another one that just did a reveal last week.
Yeah.
Is Voxies. Did you get Voxies?
I have 15 of them.
Oh man, I'll tell you what. This might be the one I'm the most bullish on.
Yeah.
And I got this guy, and so I did get a rare. So this one has common, uncommon, rare, legendary,
epic, legendary,
epic, legendary, and
yeah.
I was looking at. So I think my rare's, rare's good.
Mhm.
It's always, in this case, rare's good is the 3 levels up. But I was looking at this guy, which is an uncommon, and I was looking at his stats, and I'm like, so this guy's got a full astral suit.
Yeah.
And he has this mana thing that's an item that only 1% have.
Yeah, I have a mana. I have one with a mana as well, and it's pretty low.
And he's a zombie.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah, which is always a good thing in NFTs.
Yeah.
I learned that recently.
Yeah,
zombies
they love zombies.
So anyway, so I posted this guy in the Discord, and one of their guys was like, don't sell that. Don't let anybody convince you to sell that right now.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Because wait for the game to drop. So I get a feeling that I might have landed a good one here.
Yeah, I'm going to look at I'm going to wait for the bonding curve to go up before I sell. Like it's at 0.16 right now, and then I'm waiting for it to go to 0.32. I'll sell some common ones that look pretty. Like again, I would like to recoup my investment in ETH, maybe a little bit more, and then keep whatever else longer term. And I have one epic. I've got 3 rares, a few uncommons, and a bunch of commons. But again, like I've got one of my commons, and then there's some of them have those eggs, which means you're going to get pets with those eventually and stuff like this. And it's not just about the rarities in terms of appearance; it's also your stats, because those are going to be important for the game that's coming out in the 4th quarter. So it's interesting. They're not as they're good, and I like the total vision of it. They need to get better at promoting their product, and I'm hoping they do, because it is a really cool idea and it's a really neat thing, and the community is great in there.
And they've got screenshots, not screenshots. They've got like little videos of the gameplay.
Yeah, it looks really cool. Like the falling land as you're running around. I was like, wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. And I mean, and the other cool thing about like going back to Voxos is we're like today because I have 2 of them. Well, based on the marketplace, I've made about $3 today because we get shares in the secondary market for eternity.
As long as royalties.
As long as Ethereum exists, we get royalties, which is really cool. So it's like as long as you mint. So that's a really cool thing too that I really like, and that's why their pricing is more expensive, because you're sharing in the long term. Correct. You're giving up more upfront, but you're sharing in a long term thing. So, it's interesting space. But I would never have gotten into NFTs at all if it wasn't for Top Shot.
Oh, so same with me.
Top Shot was my gateway drug.
Yeah, 1,000%. Some people here know. I know Bruno definitely knows. I was basically just talking crypto. They probably saw the transition, which is funny. Like I'm talking crypto one day on YouTube. And all of a sudden, I'm in love with NBA Top Shot, and all of a sudden I become a bear, and now I got a .eth address, and now I'm looking for land, and I got ponies now, and I got, oh my God, like the transition over the last 2 months for me, like in terms of what I'm interested in and where I'm choosing to put my money is, man, it's changed a lot.
And it's another way to invest in crypto, really, right? Your NFTs become a store of value and work for you in ETH, right? So, like, I've always wanted to get into crypto, but the day trading stuff, I have enough going on in my life. I don't need that, and it's really cool. But exactly, we're all degens here. But I got lucky with Bored Apes to pay off some debt and reinvest some ETH, which is great. But I really like the space, and it's really neat to figure out. And it's still young and it's still new, but it's really is an investment in the future of blockchain, and it shows you just in very surface level ways the potential of it. I that's my next goal, is to buy some land.
Yeah, I'm in. Sandbox.
Yeah.
That's
the one I want because of Voxos.
I played around with Decentraland. I kind of joined the the Atari rave, and that was cool. Don't get me wrong, and the casino's cool. But Sandbox has 2 more. Actually, no, not. They're 50% sold on the land, so we still have another 50% of the land to be sold from now till 2022.
Okay.
Over the next 6 months, we're going to see more drops. And,
how much does land cost?
Right now, the floor, from what I saw in the marketplace, is like 0.3 ETH.
Okay.
0.32 ETH.
Which is funny. You hear 0.3 ETH, you're like, oh, that's not too bad. Then you convert it to dollars, like, oh man, I'm paying $1,500 for digital land. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's pretty. I know it's pretty crazy, but man, I honestly think I don't own land yet.
Yeah.
And I think land is going to be one of the most important things to own in the metaverse. I think
absolutely.
Out of everything I've seen, land is going to work for you. You're going to be able to either choose to build an experience yourself for others to come to. And, if you're good at that, and if you can build an experience and you have lots of NFTs, you can, build a museum, build a game, like the opportunities will be endless there. But you can also just buy some premium land now and lease that out to whoever wants to build an experience in the future and let it work for you there, right? So
exactly.
In terms of passive income, I think that may be our best shot at that anyways.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I do want to get it partially because of Voxos, but my ETH is dried up and I'm waiting a bit to buy back in. I'm hoping for a little bit of we'll see if there's another dip or not, but if there's not, then I'll buy it eventually, or I'll sell off some of my Voxies to buy some land.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, cool.
Well,
I better run.
All right, man. Hey, look, appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah,
always love your opinion on things. I find that for whatever reason, the stuff that I read that you put out on Twitter just always seems to just nail the way that I'm feeling. So
good. I always try to think it out.
Back here anytime, my man.
Thanks. No, I appreciate it. It's been fun to do a bit of the YouTube streaming circuit the last couple of weeks. It's been nice just also it's fun to talk about this stuff because I think, as we know, like for most of us in most of our day-to-day lives, we don't get an opportunity to talk about this stuff. Most people wouldn't get it. So having people in the community to talk about it and to do it in a constructive way, not like, oh my gosh, Top Shot's dead. That doesn't do anybody any good. Like you said earlier, constructive criticism is always helpful if it's constructive and done in charity, because you recognize we're all trying to do our best all the time. But it's important to get your voice out there once in a while. So it's fun. It's been fun.
Yeah. I got a tweet today that, I don't know, a response to one of my NBA Top Shot tweets that said, this shit's a scam.
Yeah.
And I responded back, like, you're not really adding value to my Twitter feed. And it's not that people don't have the right to be upset or that, look, fuck, the market's down a lot. It's a bear market. I expect people to be upset.
Yeah.
But let's have a constructive conversation about
exactly
what we think the issue is and what what feedback would, if you were sitting in front of Roham right now.
Yeah.
Or Jacob, if you had 20 minutes with them, what would you say? Would you say NBA Top Shot's a scam?
No.
Well, if you did, it ain't going to get you anywhere. So you didn't have a productive conversation. So I always look at it as in terms of, it's not just about positivity. It's about, look, criticize when the time is right and
exactly
and ask the right questions.
Yeah.
And let's see if as a community we can get the answers that we're looking for.
Exactly. And I think they will. I really do. My one little thing would be, it would be really good of them. They should reach out to maybe a select group of users who've been around for a few months. Maybe, grab a few people from been around for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, besides just the OG. Like, I know they listen to a lot of the OGs, but bring in some new people into that just to hear their perspective and to hear how they're feeling. And again, it's not to say you guys are doing a horrible job, because they're not. I know they're working hard. I know they're spending 7 days a week working, but just to say, you guys need to know what we're feeling, because someone like Michael Levy, who's just kind of holding and has no intention of selling anytime soon, which is fine. He's going to have a different experience of the marketplace than we are, who are probably more involved day to day. You need to hear from that as well. And hey, listen, if they find this stream and listen to it, that would be awesome, because I would hope that they would hear hey, we're doing this because we want to help, because we believe in this product. I really believe in this product. I wouldn't be saying these things if I didn't believe in it. I would have been out already.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Agreed.
So
agreed. I don't stay in a bear market if I don't believe in the product.
Exactly. I've bought dips enough now that I'm just going to take a break until things stabilize.
Example, I sold my Doge,
Oh, wow.
before Elon went on stage. Because
Nice.
I don't believe in it. I just trade it.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I trade
Yeah.
it. That's the way I look
Yep.
at it.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. And you just, yeah, it's a unique world that we're living in with all this stuff, but it's really cool. Like, it's been fun. Like, even just learning more about blockchain technology more. Like, I've always been interested in it, but again, Top Shot has helped me navigate the language a bit easier to be more involved, to learn how to buy and sell at the right times and all this stuff, and to learn, like, why is Ethereum so important? Wow, okay, it is really cool. And then you're starting to hear, okay, they're doing some upgrades where gas fees may not be so much a problem in the future. That's huge. Like, that is good news. And you're hearing all this stuff. Like, beforehand, I just heard Ethereum and bought Bitcoin. I probably just would have bought Bitcoin just because I knew it was the older one. And probably the kind of gold standard. Now it's like, no, I see the benefit of Ethereum over Bitcoin even at times, and why that's important, and its functionality, and it's huge. I'm still waiting for the day where we can buy Flow in Canada and in the US.
Oh, yeah.
I will put a lot of money into that. 100%.
So in on Flow already, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, if anybody wants to know why I FOMO'd in, if you want to call it that, because some people have said that to me, why I FOMO'd into NBA Top Shot is because if you were here 4 years ago, then you're definitely going to understand me. But 4 years ago, when we bought into crypto, other than Bitcoin and Ethereum, everything was a white paper. It was a white paper with an anonymous team that you never heard of, claiming that they're going to build a product in the future that someday was going to do something really special, like allow you to track. This shit was like the most popular back then. Allow you to track the beef that you eat from, farm to table, and you're going to be able to use a QR code, and you're going to see exactly what cow you killed to eat your meat, right? And these were projects that had zero product, white paper. So I read hundreds of white papers just for fun, trying to figure out what do I think is actually going to succeed. And then out of nowhere, I find out about NBA Top Shot, and I'm still reading white papers, and I found out about NBA Top Shot. Literally, my reaction was, holy crap. Yeah. This is the product that I did not see coming. Yeah. That finally is here. Yeah. That is a consumer grade product that you can touch and feel and get your hands on. That also has the potential to become a household name.
Absolutely.
That was it. When I saw that, it was over for me.
So I'll give my long-term bull case for this. So it was similar for me. I've been in cards for years, and before all that, I was on digital collectibles. Like, in terms of, like, Topps has a bunch of apps for iPhone, for smartphones, with different digital collectibles, and I would buy and sell in there too, and I did quite well. But I got out because I always had one problem. I actually don't own anything. Topps owns everything. I actually own zilch. I get if Topps goes under, my account goes with them, and I got out of that for that reason. And I was always looking. When I heard about blockchain, I was like, that is what will guarantee unique ownership of different moments, cards, whatever. So when I was in cards, I finally saw it. I was like, oh, that's really neat. And for me, the big thing that kind of sucked me in was the pack opening experience. It's better than cards. It's the best pack opening experience I've ever had. Yeah. And then seeing the marketplace, and I'm like, this is everything I've ever looked for in digital collectibles. And they got it down, and they've done it beautifully and simply. And you don't need to own ETH or Bitcoin to get in. Yeah. You can use your credit card. Now, it's not always as cheap because they charge the 5%, 5.2% fee or whatever it is. And some credit banks don't like to support it. But it's crossed over that mainstream. And so it onboarded someone like me who would never have even heard of an NFT, who's now heavily engaged in the NFT community as well, and Top Shot and crypto, because I used my credit card to buy a few packs. Yeah. And the experience has been great. And I know, I do think we're going to see a lot more regular roadmaps in the off season and into the new season. And then I always still think about how they're going to use this for fan experiences. I don't know if it'll happen for the next season or not, but maybe the season after that, everybody goes to the opening season game, and with your ticket is also a QR code for for a moment from that game as a little bonus to your ticket, right? Or the ticket itself becomes an NFT, but it also can become a way to exchange into getting a Top Shot moment or whatever like that. But like you think, I was at that game and I have that moment. They're going to be able to create all this connectivity between the players, the fans, and the events, that the possibilities are literally endless with this technology. And I don't think people have that long-term vision. I'll be honest, I was expecting some of this to catch on a bit quicker lately than it has. I know they've been purposely quiet, but I think a year from now, I really do believe in a year from now, we're going to be looking back at this time and we're going to be laughing about our complaints.
Yes.
I really, truly believe that. Now, does it make the suffering we're going through right now okay? No. I really hope they will address these things because they need to keep us for the long term. But I really do believe, because like something similar happened in November and October with guys who they were getting mad about overprinting. There wasn't enough onboarding. They weren't promoting things enough, and people were flipping out. And then the user base came. And they're very happy, and they look back at that and laugh now. It's just been every time it's been longer. The same thing happened in January and February. They're minting more moments. Everyone's like 15K. That's way too high. That's crazy. Like that's stupid. Why would anybody buy a 15K moment? Those are worthless. They're too high minted, right? And we look.
And now we got 235K moments for.
I was buying 15K moments for $2. $2. Like I bought, my big ones were Steph Curry's. No, I'm not going to buy myself. I'm not. I'm actually being very disciplined. Listen, this is the beautiful thing about blockchain. Anybody can check my account to see if I actually bought, to see if I kept my word. So, but no, I'm just trying to just get across that right now, what I want to buy for shorter term growth, and I'm not seeing that opportunity right now. So I'm halting except for hollows. But long term, I really do believe that in a year from now, my account will be worth at least twice what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to drop one little last thing because I really need to go. I can talk forever about this stuff, but I got to go write a paper. If you're looking for something that's going to have great return long term, besides just Series 1 stuff, Series 2 hollows in general, in my opinion, are vastly undervalued. Like I am trying to sell some, but why? Because I'm trying to grow into more hollows with the next drop. But I think they're like the Tatum, for example. I bought a second Tatum hollow the other day for $2,500. Now I'm not trying to pump my bags here because I'm just trying to say like I really think you're going to find a lot of value here because like look at the Series 1 hollows and what they're listed for. Now, okay, most of them are first moments and they're out of 50. But for me, I want to say like a Tatum, for example, should be a quarter of the value of his hollow from Series 1. And I think it's like at 30 or 35,000. And his Series 2 hollows at 3,200. Anthony Edwards at 6,500 is crazy to me. It's way too low. Halliburton, it's even lower minted. Like there's all these things. If you're looking for a great big long-term investment, I really actually believe hollows are the buys right now because there's not enough people who have the money to buy them that I think you're going to see. Yeah, like I mean, like I think honestly, I think any of them are great. Yeah, I have one up for sale because I bought it to flip to build up some Dapper, but I'm keeping the other one long term because I have a I think hollows are a buy. I really do. Even the LeBron like the LeBron's 20,000.
It's about 20.
Yeah, it's 20,000. His deck to hoops is 38,000. And it's both Series 2. But hollows are a premier set.
Yeah. I could not agree more with you. So this Pascal that I bought weeks ago is I noticed today is one of the only things that held its value throughout this dump. Yep. And I noticed that it's like literally one of the only things on my account that's still positive. Not much. It's like I think I paid $13.30. No joke. It's like $10 positive. But the point being is everything else is down a lot. So
and that's why I'm saying I'm willing to buy hollows.
And I'll say this: we've heard Jacob allude enough to the fact that legendaries will always have more utility. Yeah, and they've kind of proven that with. You get 1,000 collector scores for the legendary, whereas I think with the rares it's like not even worth it from the utility perspective. But I am thinking hardcore and legendaries. There's going to be something very tied to that.
Yeah.
I am fairly certain of that. And these are hollows that will be by far the most affordable for everybody to buy. And I could not agree with you more. I'm super bullish on this set. And I'm kind of bummed out that I don't own more, to be honest.
They're a great buy. Like I want to own more. Like I said, I'm trying to build up to own as many as I can by doing the achievements. So a friend invested through me, and I agree. I told him I'm going to do the hollows because they're your guarantee to growth. And I've grown each hollow set with the achievement. I've grown about 30% on that because I buy expecting a 20% drop in value from what I spent it for. Like so, the last one, the Giannis, I bought in at 23.9K. And it dropped a bit more than that initially, but I wasn't planning on selling initially anyways. And now it's settled to close to 20,000 to get the set. Those 9 hollows are now about $20,000. The Giannis, I got number 6 cereal on my Giannis.
Wow.
Yeah. But even that floor, okay, so let's say I sold that floor right now. 84, man, I wish I had 8,400 just sitting around. I would buy it up right now. 8,400 plus the 20,000-ish at floor, you're looking at 28.5, and I spent 23.9. I've made $5,000 in profit just at floor value.
Damn you, man! Damn you! You're tempting me.
Sorry. But here's the other thing. This is the reason I like this Giannis. He's the rarest Giannis on Top Shot.
43 of them.
It's rarer than his first hollow moment. It's rarer than his. It's rarer than his cosmic.
That is insane,
right? But most people don't have $8,400 lying around. So I'm not expecting it to fly off the shelf. But both that and the Halliburton, I've increased my account value by $10,000 just through the 2 hollows at floor value. And the Halliburton I got number 8 on.
Oh man, if that wasn't that cereal, that's not the last cereal, is it?
No, that's a couple away from it.
Third last? Yeah, it's 99, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
My and don't forget, Kyle Lowry's an investor in Dapper.
No, I know, and have his jersey in my
Here's
basement.
Here's the thing though with hollows out, unless it's like under 20, often people don't care as much about cereal. Cereal doesn't matter as much. Like if I was looking to buy a Lowry, I would absolutely buy it at that price. Personally, I'm not trying to.
Yeah. I put it this way: if this is in the 50s, it's not. I'm not even thinking about this. I'm buying it.
Yeah,
it's the only thing that's making me think about it.
But my third reason for hollows is I will not be surprised if we see them to be out of 199 or 249 next season.
Yeah, for sure.
They're going to be higher minted.
100%. Yeah,
I'm almost certain. So,
okay, I'm all in on hollows. We're going to sell all our NFTs. We're going to sell all our crypto.
I'm actually tempted. I don't know if I'm going to, but I'm tempted to sell my LeBron Kobe dunk to buy more hollows. That's how bullish I am on hollows.
How much is the Edwards?
6,500 last time I checked.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hollows are the play. They're safe because most of the people who are buying it, there are some degens buying into hollows because they're the ones who are always undercutting immediately after the achievement. And I just waited out a week and everyone buys their stuff up and it's back and it's fine. But and they're the ones who are selling these achievements for so darn cheap.
Dude, if I was just buying that instead of all this crap I keep buying.
I know. By
the way, I did buy some Raptors just because they were like at $4.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever. Like, okay, I'm gonna collect them for life. I don't care if I get them at $1 or $3.
Exactly.
It doesn't change much.
But hollows, most people who are buying hollows are bigger accounts who are not in a rush to sell these things off right away. They're buying them for the long-term advantage of them.
Because there's very little liquidity in them, so you can't flip them anyway, right? So
exactly.
Everybody by now knows if you're going to get into that, you're hollowing for the long term.
They sell at a reasonable clip. I sold a few of my hollows that I'm trying to unload to build up my Dapper because I'm trying to prepare myself for the next pack drop, which I think will be in 2 weeks. Again, I started off like I want to be able to hold.
I think it's sooner than that.
The
right
Throwdown, rare pack?
There's a Throwdowns 2 coming. That's
what do you mean?
I thought I saw that there's going to be a second Throwdown pack.
Oh,
Man, I hope I'm not spreading bad rumors, but I could have sworn I don't know where I read that, but somewhere I got that sense. I swear. Maybe I'll look it up over here. Did anybody in the chat see that? Am I the only one that saw that? You know what? You know where I saw that? On the First Mint's Twitter.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember. It was completely. Let me look it up. I can't remember if it was actually confirmed or if it was a rumor. Although the First Mint, they've gotten slapped a bit, so I know that they're doing a lot less of talking about things that aren't confirmed.
Yeah.
Like that. But yeah, man, I thought we're gonna see another Throwdown pack.
You see, for me, it's the reason I'm thinking hollow in 2 weeks is we're now this Thursday we're going to be starting the new achievements of the MGLEs that were in the last rare pack, and the last time we got a hollow pack was towards the end of those MGLE achievements. So I think when we're about to start the third, and because there's MGLEs in the hollow packs, right? So
there's 3. Yeah.
Right. There's so they're gonna have to wait a bit. They usually tend to wait a bit, and they seem to not like to put legendaries and hollows a week off from each other. Like they like the 2 week spread. So that my guess is in 2 weeks. Now I could be absolutely wrong, but I think they want to get it out just before the playoffs start. And then you're gonna have 3 weeks of hollow achievements again. And the reason I'm trying to get ready now is because it's not going to be cheap. It's really not going to be cheap because you're going to have Zion, you're going to have Luka, you're going to have LaMelo Ball, you're going to have. There's other ones. You're going to have RJ Barrett. You're going to have like the list. The stars in this one is going to make it very expensive. So I'm just trying to get myself ready. I may not even be able to do an achievement this time because it gets expensive. Yeah, Durant. Sorry, yeah, Durant. Thank you, Trent. Durant's in this one. That's huge. Yeah. That's a $10,000 moment right there, in my opinion. It'd be awesome if they did Durant as a challenge because then he would be the rarest. I mean, regardless, this is the other thing. That's going to be Durant's first hollow moment, which is he has no hollows.
That's what I saw.
Oh, what?
And I'm pretty sure I saw a follow-up to that.
Potential leak. Throwdowns too. That was yesterday. That was tweeted yesterday, just before they.
Throwdowns 2.
Because Throwdowns 1 was in series 1.
Oh, okay, all right, man.
Yeah,
all right.
So you're good. You're good.
I'm spreading pure rumors. Hey, you know what? That was part of my sentiment this morning. Going, wow, we're getting another rare pack, and then a legendary pack, and then we're going to 0.
Yeah, but hollows. That's my bull case for hollows, and they're going to be used for hardcourt, and I think they're going to start rewarding hollow holders even more. And and they're just stable. They're stable.
Yeah, you gotta love that the most out of everything. You gotta love the fact that this market proved that the hollows are stable.
Yep.
Like I'm looking at that Lowry now. You know what? I might start actually diversifying some stuff right now.
Yeah.
Some of my current moments and moving into the hollows because too much has dropped. Too much has dropped.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Now I definitely should get going.
I know you got to get going. I know you got to do your thing. Always got to do your papers first. Be responsible. Stay in school, children.
This is not a school thing. It's for a journal, but still, it's like it's due today. It's already too late. So it's already late, and I promised them I'd have it done today.
All right. Like I said, man, you're welcome back on this channel.
Awesome.
Anytime. Love chatting with you guys. All of you that sat around for an hour and a half talking Top Shot, a little bit of NFTs. I appreciate you. If any of you are interested in ponies and horses, I got 5. Oh, sorry, Jake. Jake, my man, what's up, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're well. Yeah, man. Guess what? My wife. So I didn't get a pack. My wife got a pack, and she got Kawhi. That's right, baby, Kawhi. And if you missed it, I wanted Kawhi and got Kawhi. So I'm very happy about that. But anyway, I got some ponies on the Friday drop. As weird as that drop was, and so poorly done compared to NBA Top Shot, as good as it made me feel about NBA Top Shot, I did get some ponies, and I'm going to have my man, Lord Truffington. I don't know if you know him, Lindy.
I see him on Twitter.
Yeah, he's all over the place. He's awesome. And he went, so him and I were deep in NBA Top Shot, and then he decided he's going deep into the ponies. And I love the idea of the ponies. Don't get me wrong. I think actually it's one of those other ones that with the ability to breed horses and more utility in the future, it's one of those that could become passive income as you own horses and you basically let them get laid to whoever wants to pay you to lay your horse. But so I like the project, but man, it's so difficult to understand and get in and do the research. And I got a full-time job and then another full-time job. So I haven't had the time to get into the pony. So he's going to come on Wednesday and he's going to teach me the whole goddamn thing over live stream. You guys should all come if you want to learn about these horses. We're going to try and race one of my horses that I won because I don't know how to race. I've never joined a race. So we're going to give it a shot. And if they're breeding, we're going to breed some horses too. All right.
Nice. Awesome. Nice. Nice. Yeah. I want to get into it. Someone offered in one of the Discords I'm in that said, if anybody was wanting to get in when I can breed, just let me know and I can breed you a horse. It'll cost like 0.07 ETH or something like that. And that way you can learn by doing that way. Cause that's my thing. I'm like, I don't want to throw like with the pony drops. I was like, I don't want to tie up ETH in case I don't get something. Because you have to convert to WETH, and then then you're paying gas fees both ways. And I'm just like, no, I'm good. I'll wait. So this is it for me. That was like, that's the onboarding I'm looking for when someone offered to breed for me. So I'm like, okay, that'll be I'll try it out for that.
Nice, brother. Nice, Jake. You got Kawhi as well, man. Us Toronto boys, we getting Kawhi.
There we are.
You gotta love that. It was still one of my favorite moments in that throwdown.
That's awesome.
But, all right, guys.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for stopping by. Again, I'll send you the link for Wednesday if y'all want to come. For now, check it out. Peace.
Later.